So let's come into a seated position, whatever feels good to you this morning. You can have a little bit of elevation, a little cushion under the sitting bones, or maybe be seated in a chair. And let's close the eyes and mentally draw a circle around yourself to solidify this space that you're going to practice in. And any noises or distractions that might be happening can continue to happen, that's fine. But you have this space within your circle that's being held. And let's bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly, and just tuck the chin, honoring yourself for showing up for you today, for each other. And this is our class for radiant health. So just beginning to breathe into that intention, letting go of any expectations, but deepening your breath into this intention of radiant health, radiant well-being. And noticing all the health and well-being that already exists right now. Just the fact that we're able to be here is saying a lot. Noticing in what areas you're looking to create more well-being. And allowing those intentions to gently release. Know that they've been heard. And let's dive inward, really cultivating this breath. Contracting the throat slightly so you can hear your breath sounding like the ocean floor. And try to slow your breath down so that you're taking 5 or 6 seconds to inhale and the same amount to exhale. Good. Keep this breath going as you gently lift the pelvic floor, Mula Bandha, creating more circulation, more heat, more prana. And with Mula Bandha on, you're Very low belly won't move as much, but you can still inhale into the belly area, filling up. Good. Keep this breath. Let's bring the palms together at the heart. Setting an intention to keep this breath with you throughout our practice today. This slow, smooth, yet powerful ujjayi with that pelvic floor slightly lifting. And then let the palms of the hands face up, offering the benefits of your practice to someone or something. And release the hands down to the knees. Let's start with the head, circling the head. Exhale as your chin comes down towards the chest. And inhale as you lengthen your head up towards the ceiling and back. It doesn't have to be huge circles. Just starting to awaken the outer edges of the neck as we're awakening the inner parts of the throat with our breath. As you do this, see if you can gaze at your third eye center between the two eyebrows. And the next time your chin comes down towards the chest, reverse the direction. And bring your head back to center. And move the face around, creating more elasticity in the skin on the face. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. Bring your right hand to your left shoulder. And your left arm can relax. And then tilt the right ear towards the right shoulder and let your jaw come down and stick the tongue out. Breathing through the nose. And then pull the tongue straight down so it's going to come towards the right side of your chin. Good. And release, other side. And try to draw the tongue straight down towards the left side of the chin. Good. And release. Take your fingers to the shoulders. Reach the elbows up for a moment, trying to draw the backs of your wrists to touch. Good. then exhale, draw them down. Good. And then circling. Come back to your breath if you lost it. And if you lost the pelvic floor, see if you can lift it slightly again. Good. Go the other way. So the breath is a huge part in literally warming up the body. Good. Reach those elbows back. Reach the fingers back. Can you interlace the hands behind the body? And then inch your ankles forward and begin to fold. So you're reaching your heart forward, hands are reaching back. If you're sitting on the ground, ankles are forward. Good, couple deep breaths here. See if you can tuck the chin and lengthen through the back of the neck. Inhale, rising up. However your hands were interlaced, whichever thumb was on top, just switch so your other thumb is on top now. And whichever ankle is in front, if you're sitting on the floor, just switch. And reach the heart forward, hands reach back as you fold, tuck the chin, see if you can lengthen through the back of the neck. On an inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands come to the knees, shoulders glide down. And circling through the belly. Good, go the other way. Massaging all the internal organs. Loosening the spine. Loosening the hips. The health of our internal organs shows up on our skin and often on our face. Good. Inhale your spine to center. See how tall you can get it as you press down through your sitting bones. Exhale out through the mouth, lion's breath. Inhale deeply. Lion's breath. One more. Let's come into tabletop, hands coming forward, widening through the fingers. Good, and just lean it forward, opening the underside of the wrists. You can even tuck the toes here, try to spread through your toes, and then lean it back, pressing into the balls of the feet a little bit here. You can even go like this. You're kind of bouncing a little bit with it. Opening through those toes. So there are so many channels that move through the body, and they move out through the hands and the feet, top of the head. So the more we can open the hands and the feet. Let's lean a little bit side to side. So leaning into your left toes and into the right. The more we can release energy through these areas. Good, and then take your wrists so that your hands come under like this. And you're still sitting back, but you can put a little bit of weight here, just enough to open the top side of the wrists. Good, squeeze the muscles around your sitting bones for a moment. Yeah, good, and then release them. Wide fingers pressing into the floor, and let's circle these hips around. You can relax your toes of your feet now. Spreading through those fingers. Nice big circles with the hips. Beautiful, other way. Creating energy patterns in the body. Good, and reach your pelvis forward. Your arms are straight, and start to lower your pelvis down and reach your heart up, opening this whole front side, eastern side of the body. See if you can glide the shoulders away from the ears a little bit more. And then exhale, sink it all the way back into child's pose. Squeeze the muscles around your sitting bones for a moment as they come down. And then relax them, reaching forward through the fingertips. Let your third eye center come down to the mat. Take a few deep breaths here. How much prana can you circulate through the body? Pelvic floor staying lifted. Inhale to gaze forward. Exhale, glide your wide hands back a little bit and tuck your toes. Inhale as you lean back onto those wide toes. Exhale as you press into the feet, lift the hips up to the sky, tucking the chin for downward facing dog. Shoulders relax away from the ears. And let's walk it out, bending one knee and then the other. Good. Keep your breath. Every pose is a breathing exercise. Good. Lean onto your left foot and reach your right toes up to the sky, rolling out the right ankle. On an exhale, let the right foot down and lift the left foot up, rolling out through the left ankle. Keep equal weight on both hands. On an exhale, let the left toes come down. Lower the knees. Inhale, walk your hands forward. Arms stay straight. Gently lower the pelvis down. Relax the feet, lifting up through the heart. Glide those shoulders away from the ears a tiny bit more. Can you get a little bit taller? Nice. Exhale, neutral tabletop, hands and knees. Knees come together, leaning onto your left shin. Press down through the shin and reach your right foot back and up. Little arch in the back, you're lengthening through the crown. See if your fingers can get even wider. Good. When you're ready, start to bend this right knee out to the side and circle it. Equal weight on each hand. Good, circle it the other way. And if this feels like too much on your right hip, just skip it. Good, inhale, try to open that right knee out to the side, fire hydrant. Exhale, let it down. Inhale, rise up on the shins, circle both wrists. Other way. Interlace the hands, turn them inside out, reach them away. Spread through the fingers here as you press forward. Good. And shake them out. Good, just feel the hands. Our hands are an extension of our heart. And we have a heart center in the hand, in the center of the hand, which is a marma point. So as we spread the fingers, we actually open this marma point of the heart of the hand. Let those hands come down again. Knees are together. Let's inhale, lift the left foot back and up. Belly is strong, drawing towards the spine. Bend this left knee and begin to circle it around. Nice. Can you keep your breath? Can you keep your pelvic floor gently engaged as you circle? Other way. Good, and reach this left knee up and out to the side. Exhale, let it down. Tuck the toes. Inhale, start to lean it back. Exhale, lift the hips up, downward dog. Heels of the feet drop down towards the earth. Feel the earth with the fingers and the toes, maybe even the heels of the feet. On an inhale, walk your feet up to meet the hands, forward fold. Let your head hang down and just rock a little bit side to side. And then bring your hands to your hips and come up halfway. Spread through your toes, pressing down through the feet and the legs. As you have your hands on your hips, you're trying to press your hips back away from you as you lengthen your spine forward. Good, stay here, but bring your hands to your shins so there's a tiny bit of pressure at your fingertips. See if you can get even longer through this spine. Beautiful. Good, now keep that length in the spine as you slowly fold back down. You can even walk the fingertips down the shins to the feet. Tuck the chin, folding in towards the legs. Bring the hands to your hips again. And on an inhale, keep the length that you created as you rise all the way up to standing. Tucking the tailbone, shoulders glide down the back. Notice this strong mountain posture. And keep this nice alignment as you begin to circle the hips around. Good, it's a little bit different than when we're in tabletop because we really get to open these psoas as we reach the pelvis forward. You can even let your fingers rest on your rib cage and belly and just notice what's happening here as you circle the hips. What's happening in the internal organs and the rib cage, the oblique area. Good, go the other way. Good, and reach the pelvis forward. You can even press your hands into the sides of the rib cage. Try to lift the rib cage a little bit up towards the sky, away from the hips. Good, and then start to stick your tailbone out behind you. Hands come to the hips, drawing the hips away from the rib cage. Hands walk down the legs to the shins. See if you can get a little bit longer. Beautiful. Keep this length as you walk the hands down to the feet and fold. Tent your fingers in front of your feet. Your knees can bend a little bit. And inch your feet out to the sides. So you come into a 5-pointed star. You can always turn sideways on your mat here. Have your feet be parallel to one another or the toes come slightly inward. Good, and just walk your hands so that your hands are tented right underneath your heart. You can always have a block underneath the hands, if you prefer. And bring your left arm up to the sky, twisting. Now that length that you've created in your spine, see if you can keep it. So sitting bones are reaching back as the spine lengthens forward. Wringing out the body like a wet towel. See if you can twist a teensy weensy bit more. And on an exhale, release, switch hands. So your other hand is tented on the floor and reach the right arm up towards the sky. Keeping that length in the spine, keeping your breath. Subtle Mula Bandha, so your lower belly isn't collapsing, but instead you're gaining strength here. Wringing out the wet towel in the other direction. See if you can twist a little bit more here. And on an exhale, let it go. Hands come to the hips. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, let your toes jut out a little bit more than your heels and bend into your right knee. Now you get to decide how much you want to bend. You might just bend a little bit like this and then come to the other side. Good, and I'm just going to go a little bit deeper and show you what that might look like. Hands might come to the floor and you might kind of sit down here. Your toes might even come up on the straight leg. And then you can even walk it to the other side. Let's just take a few more, whichever variation you're choosing to do. And bring it to center. Hands on the hips, glide it up. Turn your right toes forward towards the front of your mat and bring your left foot so that it's at a 45-degree angle for warrior. Now bring your hands to either side of your heart and rotate your heart forward over your front leg. Now just notice this position before we do anything else. Both legs are straight at the moment. Both feet are on the ground. See if you can spread your toes and lift the inner arches of your feet slightly. It might just be the thought of it. Draw your belly towards your spine. And then begin to bend into your front knee. Good. Palms can come together at the heart for warrior one, or they can lift up. See if you can slow the breath down a little bit. Smiling here, can you relax any tension that's building? So part of being radiantly healthy in our world today is about having resilience, being able to face a challenging world in a state of calm, even in a state of happiness. Good, if the hands are up, bring them back down to the heart. And we're going to add a twist to this. So one option is to rotate this heart to the right and try to bring your left elbow towards your right knee. Another option is to come onto the ball of your back foot so your heel is lifted. Bring both hands down to the ground and lower your back knee. You can even relax your back foot. Your left hand stays on the ground. You can even lean on it and bring your right hand to your right knee. Now draw this right shoulder down and back and start to twist your body towards the right knee. Beautiful. Breathe here. On an exhale, unwind and bring your right hand to the floor, to the inside of your right foot. And take your left arm up, rotating your heart to the side. Now my right knee and my right shoulder are pressing into together. And one option, hand on the hip. Another option, hand reaches over the head. Good. Now just make sure that your back leg and your front foot feel stable. Can you press into them? And on an inhale, let's bring this left hand down the left leg, holding onto it. And the right arm either reaches at heart level or all the way up. So this is a great modification for shoulders. Beautiful. Gently release. Bring both hands to the inside of that front foot. Take a breath. Deep inhale. Exhale. Release those hips back. Drag your right foot back. Good. Inhale. Draw your sitting bones back. Exhale. Lift the hips up towards the sky. Hang out here or inhale into high plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. On an inhale, walk the feet up to meet the hands. Gazing forward. Keep that length as you fold. Tent the fingers in front of the feet, inch them out wide. This time, have your left foot towards the front of your mat. So you might be facing a slightly different direction. But we're going to face our left foot, so we'll face the front of our mat eventually. Bring your hands to the hips. Inhale, rise it up. Exhale, left foot turns towards the front of your mat. Right foot comes into that 45-degree angle. Bring your hands on either side of your heart center and rotate it towards the front leg. Spreading through your toes, can you lift your toes off the ground, spread them and put them back down? Inner arches gently lifting. Good. When you're ready, start to bend into that front knee. Warrior one. Palms can come together at the heart, or maybe they lift up. Can you slow your breath down again? Smiling here, what can you relax and let go of while maintaining this pose? If the hands are lifted, bring them down to the heart center and either take them to the left or, just like we did on the other side, bring both hands down. Come onto the ball of your back foot and lower your back knee. Good. Spread the fingers of your right hand, lean on it. Let your back toes relax. Bring your left hand to your left knee. Now draw this left shoulder back and down as you begin to twist towards your left knee. On an exhale, unwinding, and bring your left hand down to the floor on the inside of your left foot. Right hand either comes to the right hip or reach that arm up as if it's an extension of the crown of the head. Good, and again, my left knee and my left shoulder are kind of pressing together, and it's helping me to rotate. There you go, good, Allie. And gently take this right hand and bring it all the way back to your back leg. Hold on to it. Reach the front hand up, palm facing up in front of the heart or up towards the sky. When you're ready, bring both hands down to the floor on the inside of your front foot. Take a breath here. Big hip opener. Inhale together. And exhale, draw those sitting bones back. Let your front foot come back, resting the knee on the ground. Good, tuck the toes. Draw the sitting bones back. On an exhale, lift it up, downward dog. Stay here or inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower down, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog or child's pose. Good job, everyone. If you're in downward facing dog, go ahead and release into child's pose, and let's bring the knees wide. And one vertebrae at a time, you can roll it up. Let's come on to the sitting bones. And you can bring the soles of your feet together. Opening them like a book. So thumbs are underneath the feet and your fingers are wrapped around the tops. And you're just gently trying to open them up. Nice tall spine. And then if you want to, you can fold a little bit here, but you're not rounding in the fold. So let's start over. You're sitting up nice and tall. Elbows will bend a little bit here. And it's as if someone has a string attached to your heart and they're pulling the heart forward. So head stays high, your back stays flat, but the heart will come forward. Good, Carolyn. Yeah, so even if it's just a centimeter, nice, Ellen. Good. You're welcome to continue with this. If you'd like to try balancing on the sitting bones with the legs wide, then you can take your first two fingers and wrap them around the big toe and start to sit up and even lean back a little bit. Just lift the feet up off the floor a little bit and find that balance on your sitting bones. Knees are still bent. And then eventually you can start to play with opening them up. The whole time, belly button is helping you to stay stable here. Good. Yeah, nice balance, everyone. Nice length. That was awesome. Good, you can bring it down for a minute. It's a little bit harder in ways to hold the outside edges of the feet just because there's less length in the arms. But you can try that too if you want to. Mm-hmm. Good. When you're ready, bring it down. Hands come behind and windshield wiper. Ah. Good. And lie down onto your back. Let's do a little inversion and then we'll come into Shavasana. So just make sure you have your props nearby. So if you're going to put socks on soon, have those within reach, and a blanket and a pillow if you're using those. Good. And then bring your back down onto the floor. And I'll give you a couple inversions of choice here. So one is you can take a pillow or your folded blanket and just tuck it underneath your hips for a little bridge pose here. Some people like to be here, and it's even nice to let one leg come down or both. Another option is to have that lift under the hips, but have your legs up in the air. You can do anything you want. I'll offer one more possibility, and that is shoulder stand. So lifting the hips right up off the floor and holding onto your back. You can even do this up against a wall. So wherever you are, just breathing with it. Good, nice shoulder stand. And just reversing the flow of the blood for a moment here. And it's time for us to come into Shavasana. So when you're ready, just slowly make your way into that resting position. You can always take A little hug into the knees, knees to chest. Does anyone have to leave right at 10:30? No. Okay, great, because we're going to go over a little bit here. So in Shavasana, you're laying on your back and your legs are relaxed out long. You can always put a pillow underneath the knees if you like. And then see if you can tuck your shoulder blades down your back a little bit and a little bit in towards the spine. And then the hands should naturally be able to face upward towards the sky on either side of you. And you can let your head rock a little bit side to side, just finding that center point where it can rest. And then take a deep inhale into the belly as if your belly is stretching itself up and in all directions. And then exhale out through the mouth. And again, deep inhale, letting the belly stretch up behind you to the sides. Maybe hold the breath at the top for a moment. And then exhale through the mouth, getting heavy, sinking. And take one more breath like this, releasing any tension on the exhale. Imagine the earth curving away from you in all directions. We're all floating through space on this ball. Notice all of the trees, mountains, oceans, deserts, rivers. And in some way, all of these places exist inside the body too. And as you rest, allow your cells to spin themselves into the perfection which they already know, creating more health, more radiance. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Shanti. 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 And as you are ready, begin to deepen your breath. Wiggling fingers and toes. Rolling over onto one side. And pressing up to seated. Let's rub our palms together. And come back to that moment of sending the benefits of your practice to someone. I think we often feel that we're doing yoga for our health, and that's wonderful. But then when we send the benefits that are coming through, so many of those benefits we might not even be aware of yet. When we send them to someone else, it becomes so much more. It becomes a practice of we, of all of us. So let's send this practice to someone with 3 ohms. Inhale with me. Exhale all the way out. And inhale for the sound of Om. This light within me bows to this light within you. So we say together, Namaste. Namaste.